can't.
Okay, we are live streaming.
But we don't have a quorum.
Yeah, it's called the regional, it's in RGC. They've been doing it for like, when I was there.
And the only one I heard from was Grant last night.
They do like a 4% interest rate, and it's fixed for 5 years, and it's like up to $500,000 they can lend.
Okay.
There's
We
3
just
minutes.
did a big one for Perry's Ice Cream.
What, ice cream? You have ice cream?
Can I do endorsements for ice cream while we're live streaming?
What about Kevin's cookies?
Yeah,
Can we
yeah.
sell those?
Oh, yeah, we should sell those.
You know what's amazing, the one time that Akron football, where they used to
I know.
they put the,
That's a lot.
their logo on the gumball. You know that M&M
Animal.
followed them in? They bought the franchise from the gum company?
Ford,
wow.
Ford gum, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's how M&M put their logo on it.
Pretty amazing.
I don't think we've got a quorum today.
Well, Patrick normally shows up a few minutes late. And Ron,
Gotta have 3.
Ron's normally here. And Grant took off. He's got issues with staffing today at his office. Well, this will be a first.
Yeah, not a good first, but a first.
Hey,
Aha,
there it is.
Good morning.
morning.
Don't gonna scare anybody.
Oh, you still had a minute.
Close, that's the way we do it, you know?
You didn't leave anybody on the table, did you?
No. Just tell them, hey, gotta go, see ya. There's the door. How are y'all doing?
Good, how are
Great.
you?
Good.
Nothing really exciting. We're just Andrea's gonna get another computer program for her computer, but that'll be at another meeting that will authorize it. She'll get the price on it.
Perfect. That's not too bad.
And we are live streaming
Yes,
at this point, just so you know.
and it is 9 o'clock. So I'll stand for the pledge, please.
Flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Member Braun?
Here?
Member Gazzoni? Member Leary?
Here,
Member Sportelli? Chair LeMaster?
Here. We don't have any public hearings today, so do I have a motion to accept the minutes from our August 13th, 2024 meeting?
I'll make the motion to accept the minutes.
I'll second.
Member Braun?
Yes.
Member Leary?
Yes.
Sportelli? Member Chair LeMaster?
Yes, it's going to be easier.
Yeah, I know. Used to going through the whole thing.
Mike, the CFO report, please.
Thank you and good morning. My report provided shows cash balances at the end of August, beginning of September. JP Morgan Chase checking account, $110,573.90. The New York Class Investment Account, $1,584,388.48. For total balances on account of $1,694,962.38. There have been no checks received for deposits since the last meeting, and we do have 4 invoices that have been approved for payment today for $4,015. School pilot calculations have been completed. I have sent those to each of the school districts. I'm still waiting to make contact with the Depew School District. There may have been some turnover in the business office. I'm going to be following up with them this week just to confirm that they have what they need for their pilot billing. And then just a reminder that the budget for 2025 needs to be approved at next month's meeting. It has been provided to the town board, and that'll then be filed by November 1st with the state.
Did you get did the town board approve our budget?
Officially, no.
Not yet?
Not
Okay,
yet.
so we gotta wait till next meeting then. Alrighty, because I just seen that there. Alrighty, make a motion to accept the CFO's report.
I'll make the motion to accept the report.
I'll second.
Okay, Member Braun?
Yes.
Member Leary?
Yes.
Member Sportelli?
Yes.
Chair Lemaster?
Yes. And make a motion to accept the vouchers for August of 2024.
I'll make the motion to accept the vouchers.
Second.
And Member Braun?
Yes.
Member Leary?
Yes.
Member Sportelli?
Yes.
Chair Lemaster?
Yes.
I do have a question.
Sure.
What's our rate of return right now from night class?
That was on,
The town board doesn't really need to approve.
Okay. Hasn't been affected by,
Yeah.
no changes have been made federally. Okay, very good, thank you.
okay, we're going to discuss the amendments to the application that we had, our application process. I think everybody had time to study it. Jennifer was kind enough to turn around and put in her idea.
I haven't got a copy of that new application.
We don't
No,
have, it's
no.
not adopted yet, Paul.
Oh, so,
This is the one we're discussing where we're going to change some of the questions.
but I haven't gotten anything.
I can give you this copy then if
Sure.
you want to see it
That's
after.
no problem.
'Cause this was just a draft.
Jennifer
Everything
will make me
everything
aware.
I have is a draft. So basically, it was,
No problem.
on the bad, one of the big things, it was a draft for the amendment to basically mixed use and multifamily. The policy of the town of Lancaster Industrial Development is not to incentivize mixed-use projects unless they are part of an approved adaptive reuse where structures have been vacant or severely dilapidated for more than 12 consecutive months. This is the policy of the town of Lancaster Industrial Development Agency and is not to incentivize multifamily housing projects under any circumstances. That was the adoption that we're looking at. I don't know if you guys had read over the notes questions I had asked the attorney to look at and her comments. And I'd like to turn around and actually put in all of her,
This is meant to be an option. Do you like the first paragraph or the last paragraph?
first paragraph.
Everything's
Well,
okay?
okay, I see what
I
you
mean-
mean. You broke it up into two.
Right, one is mixed use and then the second paragraph is multifamily. Are they both acceptable?
Well, to me, they're both acceptable,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
It's up to the board. Any questions on that portion of it?
I agree with that.
I agree with it as well.
Okay. Then we should, if you're ready to adopt it, we should have a motion.
Do you want to do that, or should we do all of the different changes one by one, or
We should do the policy first.
policy? Okay. Do I have a motion to accept the changes to the multifamily housing policy?
I'll make the motion to accept the changes.
I'll second.
Okay. Member Braun?
Yes.
Member Leary?
Yes.
Member Sportelli?
Yes.
Chair Lemaster?
Yes.
Okay. I will put that in final format and get that to Andrea to be posted on the website.
Okay.
Great.
Okay, that was the public, then we did that, closing documents, you said that's already taken care of. Then there was page, it's 3, we wanted to add that the applicant or tenant are currently applying for projects within the last 10 years to any IDA, and it would be just basically a yes and no, and if they did, they'd list who and where those projects are in the last 10 years.
Right.
So would that be something would be acceptable to add in on the,
I think so. I think that would be worth
I don't think it creates any burden on the applicant, so yeah, I'm good with it.
Have we any input from the applicants that creates a burden?
well, none of the applicants, this has been out there, this is for us to decide on our application, this would be just a requirement. In other words, we've got some developers that have come in here 3, 4, 5 times. If this board isn't sitting here,
2 months ago.
the new board wouldn't know what's going on, and that's been an issue, whether it's in the town or the IDA, it's an issue that's been in the past if you get a changeover. So you might only have one member that knows what's going on, but if they don't share it, it doesn't do any good. So that's why I'm looking at something of that nature, and of course, Jennifer drew that up. She took my idea and actually put it in good form. So do we have a motion to accept that?
Motion to accept the change?
Second.
Member Braun?
Yes.
Member Leary?
Yes.
Member Sportelli?
Yes.
Chairman Master?
Yes. Okay, we already changed that. On the percentage of the finance from public sector on page 10, we put a note, Paul does this, we weren't sure if that was something, that was a question that we didn't
Right,
answer.
on the application, Paul, it says that the agency staff calculates the percentage of project costs financed from public sector. Is that being done? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, that must be in that other packet, the way it's blended in. We
Say
just
that again, read it to me again.
On page 10 of the agency
Okay.
application, it says that the agency staff will calculate the percentage of project costs financed from the public sector sources based upon sources of funds for project costs as depicted above in
Yeah,
section.
we do that, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so that doesn't need to change then.
Yeah, that can just stay this. Okay, now,
you.
page 13, we're going to try to add in about identifying state, local, federal assistance. It would add in, have the applicant or tenant applied for, received any public grants, funding, or other public assistance. This would just let us know what's going on at that particular time. It's not looking, okay, if you get it five years from now, it's not going to affect the IDA, but it would give us an idea of what's going on at the time of the application.
Okay, I think it's kind of the same as the other one. Is there a date on there that we're
No
asking
date.
them?
No, there's no date on this. This is part of number 13.
Okay, so we would know if they had applied and received it previously.
At the time that they apply to the IDA.
Oh, is the wording saying at the time that they applied to the IDA?
Right, because this is
Okay.
the application to the IDA.
Okay,
So
do you want to
would
make
we-
that clear in the,
Sure,
what it says?
sure.
We'll
I mean, it's
have-
part of the application to the IDA.
Yeah, see the exact
it's
wording there.
Once they sign and submit the application to the IDA, something, facts could change.
Okay, thank you. I'm good.
So we have a motion to add that in, and if there's any type of clarification, whatever that has to be cleaned up, we can
Okay,
address
absolutely.
it later. Have a motion to accept page 13.
I'll make the motion to accept page 13 changes.
I'll second.
Okay, Member Braun?
Yes.
Member Leary?
Yes.
Member Sportelli?
Yes.
Chairman Master?
Yes. Okay. We discussed that. That's over and done with. On old business, Paul, anything you've got on?
Other than you received the application for that company that you and Bob and I went to, was it Cybele? We're just waiting for a couple other things, but Jennifer's working with it now with the attorney.
Right.
And there's just 2 or 3 things missing, but we're talking about whether or not we should we present it to the board for review. And then for the public hearing, we're talking about October and maybe an inducement in November, or you can go into December, whichever one you want.
But we need
we
the
all-
completed application first.
I'm sorry?
We need the completed application first.
Yeah, but it's only 2 or 3 things missing.
And it's not signed yet.
Okay, well, it can get signed right away. I'm just talking about, it's only for review today. We're not taking any action today on it, but you guys know what it is and everything else. It's anywhere between 13 and 15 million, and I guess they've signed, I met with Tom Barrett from Quebec, and I guess that's ready to go. And then I've been talking to Uniland, and they're talking about another big $20 million project, a warehouse going on Eastport. So that's going to be happening too. And then I drove by Bernie Colbert's project, and a lot of wind must have blown a lot of it down because it was under construction, but a lot of the walls were caved in, so I don't know what's going on there, so.
Right. And he
But-
still hasn't signed his project in
I
agent.
know, I understand that, yeah, that's, and, you know, and Steve Banker, who's the, by the way, works out with the Clarence IDA, he's in Europe, so, you know,
And this is, you know, I think the frustrating part on here, we're trying to help people,
Right.
and they keep throwing
Oh, yeah.
roadblocks
And he was in
front of
such a
us.
hurry and we reacted quickly and now,
I know, we kind of bent over backwards, and he's just,
well, the case in point was that Joe Baby, that, the exercise guy, and I know you called me and Jennifer called, and he was supposed to show up with the sign, everything else, yesterday, and I asked Andrew, and I talked to him at 8 o'clock in the morning. And
Is there anything, I don't want to...
I don't know. That's up to
Is there anything
Jen.
legal we can do like this? I mean, I just want to close this up and get it
Yeah.
away, but
There's-
it's an open
Go
document.
ahead.
The closing documents allow the agency to sign the termination as attorney in fact.
Okay.
It's not the best way to proceed, but you could do that. But then the agency pays the recording fees to the county clerk, whereas we normally bill those to the applicant.
See, and this is just it, this is what, you know, he signed a contract, it's not like it's a big deal, pay the fees and be done with it.
Right.
Any ideas, guys?
I've sent him three letters now, and Kevin's visited him, and Paul's called.
I actually dropped it off
Jen-
at the place of business.
she's pretty good with that, so I don't, he was supposed to show up yesterday. I mean, I talked to him at 8 o'clock in the morning, and he said, oh, yeah, I'm signed, and
I'll give it one more month.
What am I-
You and I-
Maybe he'll show up today, I don't
Discussion about
know.
a couple other ideas I got, maybe that'll get them to move.
the other one that I was just asking Bob is, and I talked to Tom Barrett, Jag Electric, where are we with that?
JAG is still in town approvals.
There you go.
Right. It's under coordinated review, has tentatively scheduled for the September 18th planning board meeting, but they still owe responses to the town engineer and to the town building department. TCC Uniland, they are through the town approvals, and they are looking to close either late September or early October. So that one's moving along very nicely.
Good. And they sold a chunk of their property too, didn't they, Paul? Unilander,
Which
they're
one? Say
selling
that
it?
again?
Right, they have an application before the town for subdivision.
Okay. That other section of land I was thinking about, now, is that just for, because I was talking with somebody after a town board meeting, that is between Eastport and Walden, that section that they're selling off?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Okay, I couldn't either. I wasn't sure if it was north or south of Eastport. So it was a family that lives on Pleasant View. They had a few questions about that whole, the project, and I explained it to them.
My question.
I'll make
though,
sure the board gets a copy of whatever we have,
Okay.
designating where it is.
On Seibel, are we gonna schedule the public hearing for,
Well,
what do you wanna do?
until
I don't care.
We
Not
need a
till we
signed,
get
we need a signed.
signed application.
Application first.
Well, you're working with the attorney, and where are we with that?
He has not gotten back to me yet.
But like I said, we're trying, believe me.
Oh, no,
you're
I'm not,
trying to-
I'm not saying anything, I'm just
You're-
saying, I'm giving you guys the application to review, to see what the
Yeah, no.
project, before, and Bob, didn't they go before the town board too?
Cyber, yeah.
They just did
Yeah.
this past
This
meeting.
past meeting, they were in
It's
there.
just a matter of
And
completing the application.
from the
So-
town board's perspective, we okayed them to go to the planning board and proceed. But again, that's as far as it went.
I will follow up with their attorney on the signed application. You can't take action until you have a signed application.
Right.
Weren't they going in front of the planning or zoning board the next day? They said something like that. There was a meeting.
Yes.
It was, yeah, because I remember hearing it at the town board meeting. So, yeah, they're moving along. It's just they've got to get their paperwork together.
I'll follow up this week.
Maybe I'll just stop by and see that, the guy, that Todd Davis or whatever, and just say, hey, what's the,
And
what's
this
the
is that we really shouldn't have
And
to
let Jen
chase
work
them
with the
down.
attorney, so.
Yeah, the town, from what they presented, the town board, didn't see any issues there, but it's got to go through the whole process, through the planning board and everything else to make sure there are no issues that arise.
And then that will need an intermunicipal move letter from the IDA since they are moving out of West Seneca and their facility here. So, but I will assist with that.
I don't even think we got the $500 check for sidewalk. We didn't get that, did we, Andrew?
See, this is just it. We're trying to work
Yeah.
with them
Oh,
running
yeah, I
around.
understand.
And we're doing all the running and they're, I guess, watching us laughing. I don't know.
Well, it's not only phone calls, but running around, like with Boney Crowwood's project. I mean, I went to his place like 8 times. And
He was
he's on
calling
Main
me,
Street.
not
Yeah,
myself,
I mean,
because somebody gave it to him. No.
So, and you feel sorry for the attorneys because Steve Bankert, who's the attorney, he's the Clarence IDA, and helps with Jennifer a lot, but he's in Europe, and
But it's all
why
approved.
don't they sign these
Right,
documents?
he just, Dr. Colbert just needs
Yeah.
to sign. It's all approved by his attorney. I don't,
So it's not our fault.
Oh, no, I
That,
know
you
it's not. That's what I'm
It's
saying.
not that we're pushing, but how much can we push,
Well, my personal opinion is, we don't need to push that hard.
No.
I mean, the opportunity for them to come in and get the tax breaks and the other incentives is up to them. And again, we jumped through hoops for, who was that for?
For Bernie, yeah.
For Bernie.
And
And then nothing was done with it. I would ask, as the board, as a member of the board, we don't do that again. We follow all the steps. We did follow the steps, but again, not
God,
rush
The
it.
only thing we did was suspend it, the
Right.
30-day. That was the only reason, because he wanted to get into the construction season, and he had heard about Uniland.
But I don't think we should do that.
No.
Anymore.
That's-
We, learn from what occurred, stick by what our procedures are, no exceptions, and I think everybody knows what the rules are, so.
So we're going back to the 30-day hard, that's it.
Oh, yeah, because, I want to make sure that they go before the town board, before they come to the IDA board. And then, just these running around and making phone calls and going to their places of business, it gets, Uniland is, like with their new project, it's like 3 or 4 phone calls already, but they won't give me any information.
Well,
Oh, yeah, will you guys be interested in it? Well, yeah, we're interested in it, but tell me what it is.
But that's just that, and just tell them, if you don't give us the information, we can't make a decision on what's going on. So, save yourself a headache and that. If they give you too much of a hassle, tell them, call me.
It's
Got
up
no
to
problem.
it's up to the applicant to follow up on it. And again, we'll wait till they present something to the town. I'll let you know when they do. I'm sure it'll go through Jennifer anyways, and as soon as we know something, we'll let everybody know. But again, they may be redesigning, they may be changing some stuff. So again, I don't think you need to run out there 3 or 4 times. Let's look at other people as well. My opinion.
All right, we'll follow up with that next month. And anything comes up, we'll keep the board informed by email, just so you've got an idea where it's going.
Okay.
The other thing I wanted to discuss was AC Power. They still haven't, as far as I know, answered your questions.
Right, I had asked them for additional documents and they have not supplied those yet, and it's been a good 6 weeks.
Now, I just want to go back to, I got the original from the town, the special use permit. And I know this is a town issue, but in here, it's saying that AC Power, Andrea Banderas of AC Power is issued a special use permit. Shortly thereafter, I know it was sold to Catalyst, because that was a woman-owned business, minority.
Only the ownership of AC Power was transferred. AC Power 14 LLC still owns the equipment, just the owners of that company change.
But the intention of the special use permit at the town level was to be notified when something like that happens.
Okay.
And we weren't notified of that because that was my addition to the special use permit. And because of the fact that when they had come in before and they had gotten something from the IDA, and then the second they got their special use permit, the company Catalyst took over. So again, it went from a woman-owned company where, needed the money, needed the breaks, to a multi-billion-dollar company. So again, we didn't want that type of thing to happen again at the town level. We want to know if there's things like that going on.
Right.
So that was the intent of the special use permit, so.
And I'm still waiting for that information to make that determination.
Okay,
I
and if
found-
they don't supply us that information, well,
Then
that's a
we'll-
town question, I
Right.
guess.
Then
All right.
we'll-
Yeah,
Never
well,
mind.
on the IDA aspect of it, though, the way I'm looking at it, they never came to us, told us anything. So you're saying that, for your understanding, Catalyst still owns the equipment? The way I read it was Catalyst sold it to this third party and they're renting it back.
Correct, that's, yes.
So then how do we have a handle on something if they don't own it?
They
They're
should
just
have
renting
come,
it.
they should have come to the IDA for consent to do that before they did it, and now that's what they've come back to ask the agency for.
And once
So they're
again, we're
doing it
closing the
backwards.
door after the horse got out, which is.
Correct.
You know,
Correct.
But I have a question, because I've been following it, and I'm gonna ask this to Jen. With Rufino now working for this solar farm, whatever, is there a conflict there because of him being there, and he was on the, was he one of the, no, Bob Giza, I think, was the chairman at that time, but was Rufino on the board at that time? And is there
yeah,
a conflict there at all, that being that he's there now?
No, well, yeah, Mr.
I don't know that, I'm asking Jen, and I'm asking all of you.
Mr. Ruffino was, I believe, the chair of the IDA when the application first started. He was the
Oh, okay.
supervisor when that all went through, and that, as far as him working for them now,
I don't, no,
There's
because
no
he has
conflict,
nothing to
there's
do with the
nothing.
town now.
Okay.
The potential conflict, and I'll use the word potential because it hasn't been decided, but as the town supervisor, he was sending out letters
Right.
on, indicating that they were from town hall. As the supervisor, the town of Lancaster, to residents in the town of Lancaster, and while I don't know what his intentions were at that time, but ended up working, I believe, for exactly the same company. So he was using, basically, although being paid for, I believe, by, not by the town, but it was still the use of the, his letterhead from the town to send out these letters on behalf of that company.
Okay.
Which again, it's just one of the many, 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 many things that we're looking at from the last administration. So,
I'm not aware of that issue.
okay, well, I do have some stuff I can turn over to the town attorney
Okay,
for,
okay.
for review, but there were so many other things, we're
Bob,
just getting to
do
that.
we happen to have a copy of what he sent out to those people?
Yes, we do.
Oh, we do?
We do.
Okay. So it's actually a town problem, not an IDA problem.
That's a town problem, and that's, to
So
me,
we shouldn't worry about conflicts at all.
that there has nothing to do with, my whole
Well,
thing is.
I'm just- I'm
we-
asking.
right. We had, there's a contract, we were supposed to be notified, we haven't been, they're dragging their feet on some of these objects, things, and the way I'm looking at it is, once again, why are we chasing these people down? We shouldn't have to. They came to us, we didn't go to them. And you want to help people out, but when they're kicking you in the teeth, eventually you got to, grab them and say, stop.
what is what's involved in the clawback procedure in case this board decides to do that? Do they have?
AC Power,
Yeah.
they haven't, to claw back, they have to have failed to meet a material claim, and they have not done that. What you could do is terminate the pilot because they didn't get consent to transfer. They illegally transferred.
Okay, so we
So
could
you
turn-
wouldn't go backwards and collect anything, but you could terminate the pilot.
Could that be
Moving
from the
forward.
date that they changed title?
Sure, we could ask to go back that far.
Because that's all I'm saying, when they change title, to me, that's taxpayers are.
Right, and that was late December of '23, so we, could do it for January 1st.
And then that's where, once again, Mike, you had to chase them down, I believe, for the checks.
Yeah, we got last year's pilot, we're coming up to that time when we're calculating the pilot for them this year, because they have an unusual agreement where we bill all the agencies together in one bill, which has to be mailed out by December 1st and it's due by December 15th. So even though school district pilots are going out now, their bill doesn't go out until like in the next month or two.
Okay,
I'll follow up with their attorney one last time.
okay, super, then we'll just
Stern
kind
will
of set
follow up
that
with their
aside.
attorney one last time.
Set that aside till next meeting. Thank you very much for everybody's input on that. Any new business?
Now, with the changing of the application, when will I get a copy of that?
We need to have it typed. We need to buy
I
a,
realize it, but it was just approved today, right?
correct, it was just approved today, so we need to buy a computer program to convert it.
Right.
And then it can be typed, so probably a couple weeks.
Okay. So.
But
so- so
Andrea's
I-
going to get on that right away.
Yeah, well, I
It's a
don't have
program.
I don't have any projects that is gonna be issued a new the application the way it stands today. I'm gonna hold off until Jen gives me that new application so that I can satisfy her, because everything goes to her after I get it, and then she polices it and then goes from there.
Super, super.
So the new application, I'm just gonna tell people to wait 2-3 weeks before we get the new application, okay?
And the big sticking point, really none of it's, other than if it's going to be multi-use, whatever, you just tell them we're not interested, but would be, they would have the additional information of do they have any other IDAs were the other big point on that. All right, super. So nothing in new business?
I do have
Sure.
a question. Is it possible to have a conference and invite businesses to that conference to explain to them exactly how the IDA works? For those who may not be aware of what's going on, we mail out and invite different businesses?
We did that, what we did is, we did the Clarence IDA one, and we used the town hall, where their meeting is and everything else. But what we did is, we invited number one, the IDA, okay? And then we invited the SBA to talk about their programs. We also invited an insurance person. We also invited a realtor, okay? So we had a panel of 5 or 6 people
Okay.
to talk about all the different benefits that the village of Lancaster, the village of Depew, and the town of Lancaster, because you see, a lot of people don't know that the IDA covers the village of Depew and the village of Lancaster. They think we just cover the town of Lancaster. But that's a great idea, and we can do that whenever you're ready. Yeah, yes, it can be done, because
Okay.
it's been done.
Is there enough room in here to do that, or are we better off having it at, a different
Well,
location?
I
We
think-
could perhaps do the senior center if it had to be a town location type of thing, or can we do it at a private business location,
I think I'm gonna ask.
It would be better to do it at a public location.
public location? Okay.
You know what, Bob, what we should do is, maybe we can involve the Chamber of Commerce, but then your president is I don't know who the president is, but maybe we could take the list from the chambers list, and invite those people, and that's what we did last time, Bob, and Clarence did it, so, but it was a couple of years ago when we did it, but I will take care of the inviting people from the SBA and so on and so forth. That's not the problem. The problem is getting the invitation out and to who you're gonna send it to. But I would send it to everybody.
Sure, that's what I was thinking as well.
Yeah, as far as, and it should really come under the chairman or the supervisor, whichever you guys want to do. Maybe it's joint title, from the supervisor and from the chairman of the IDA.
The town and the IDA.
Because you're going to be
Trying to work together.
like 4 different categories, the SBA and the insurance and so on and so forth. And then you'd have to determine who's the insurance company going to be represented, who's the realtor going to be. I'd have to ask you that, and who you would want on the panel.
Okay.
You just let me know, and I'll put it all together for you.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea to get
and
it's
we- and we-
educational to all the businesses, let them know exactly what can be done for them. Because again,
It's a great idea.
so we'll figure out a
Again,
spot.
location, you could have it here if you wanted to.
You think we got enough room here?
Maybe not.
Well, you could use
Maybe
Westwood
not.
Park, because the big casino out there.
Yeah, we could use the
Big enough area.
pavilion out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then have plenty of rooms.
We could talk to Mr. Bondro. They're doing pretty well on their shows, but we can ask him when it's available. I don't know when the summer program ends, but this
There
would
have to be
take a
something
couple months to
supported?
get it set up.
Pardon me?
If there was a quorum of the board, well, if it's an informational meeting,
But that's what I mean, they're saying if we go upstairs, they can't record up there. That's why.
it's not, the agency wouldn't be conducting any business, so no, it wouldn't be a true meeting. It would be more of a public
Okay.
information session.
That's just why I wanted to make
Would it
sure.
make any sense to do that in the late winter, spring, after the moratorium's all wrapped up?
Sure. Yeah. Again, it's going to take us several months to
You know
figure
what
it
you gotta
out.
look at is like, what time would you want to do it? Like, I'm suggesting 7 o'clock, maybe 6:30, 7 o'clock, or something like that. Because 8 o'clock is gonna be too late, because it'll go on. You can't have it in the morning, because people are gonna be working.
I thought you were talking
So
in the morning.
You're gonna have to determine time and place and location for me.
Okay.
But I'll invite the SBA and so on and so forth.
Sounds
And
good. Thank you.
maybe we can invite, because the RDC, which is the section of the ECIDA, maybe we can invite that lending arm, if you would.
Sure.
See, don't you just-
Whatever helps.
I'll work with you on it. I don't have a problem with doing that at all.
Okay.
Don't you just love it, he's creating more work.
I do love it.
So where would the list of people to invite come from?
Well, the Chamber of Commerce,
I can't hear
I think we could find some things probably within the town records
Yeah.
as well, and put something out. I'd say we pay for a small, whatever, something in the paper to invite them, besides invitation, that we cover as many people as we possibly can in the town of Lancaster to come and visit with us. Maybe talk to the paper, maybe they'll do a small article or something that we're going to have an informational meeting for businesses, whatever we can do to get the word out there.
The only thing sometimes what we have to worry about is not so much the SBA or the other county. What we're talking about is realtors might come back and say, you choose one realtor, or you choose one insurance company, and say, well, why didn't you choose us? You know, that could be some mix.
But
Well, we haven't decided that in the first place, how we're gonna do that,
Well, you
so.
can go to the broker and have them decide who they're gonna bring. We could
You know, it's
add a commercial or Recchio and have them bring, leave it
That's
up
all,
to them.
that's gonna be up to you two guys.
Yeah, that's why we got several months to figure that one
Yeah,
out.
But it's a great
try to
idea.
keep it generic. You know, here's options out there for insurance or options out there for, and try to keep it in generic, not so much under a company name, just somebody that's willing to give the information out there. And if they want to pass cards out afterwards, I've got, that's up to them.
Whenever you're ready, Bob, I'll help you do it.
Great, thank you very much.
Any other issues, business? Public comments? Mike? With that, a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Member Braun?
Yes.
Member Leary?
Yes.
Member Sportelli?
Yes.
Chairman
Steve, do
Masker?
it?
Yes. Thank you.
And you don't want me to do it?
Not yet.
Because I'll see them,